It was a bad hair day. Oh well. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I don't know why that was playing through my head there, but who all we got here? John. Hey, John. How's it going? Okay. I'm early, but anyway, hope everybody had a good weekend. Hi, Christine. So, one thing that I like to do a lot whenever I'm stamping is to, after the first stamp is dry, to come back with a contrasting color and stamp that on there, but not. I like to stagger it. I don't like to. I'm just going to use my finger here. If you decide to make some stamps with this kind of material, and I don't know what you call it. It's like in between styrofoam and foam rubber, so you just have to try to figure out what it is. If I figure out what it is, I'll let you know. I mean, it's got a name, but I don't know what it is. So then I want to stagger. I also put a little grabby thing there. So I mean, I don't have to worry too much about accidentally getting it exactly on top because I don't want it exactly on top. Does that make sense? So, but I don't want it too far off either. And it's like you don't really know how far off you want it until you've done it. But there, I think that'll be good. Another, what I mean by offset, so that it isn't exactly in the same position. Oh, it's falling apart already. Oh boy. Well, life's an experiment. So that wasn't. I can wipe that off real quick, maybe. I can find some. There we go. Okay. So that came out too thick. Oh, and I lost this piece. Whoops. Okay, so maybe try some orange paint. I guess I'll paint it on there this time. And I didn't clean the yellow off because I don't care. But when I'm through here with the orange, I'll clean it off. Because if I don't, there's a little bit of roughness or texture to this material, and it kind of holds the paint, which I like, for when you're printing, stamping, printing, whatever. But if you don't clean it off every time, then it'll eventually fill up, and then it won't work as well. So. Okay, so I'll do that one last. So I don't want it to stamp too much, so I'm going to stamp this on something else first. There. Okay, now I'm going to come over here. Okay, so something like that. That's interesting, I guess. All right, so I'll just kind of wipe this off real quick. Okay, what am I going to do now? Hmm. Well, hmm. Yeah, let that dry for a while. Let's see. Thought I had some more. Well, I got this. Didn't cut very easy, but ah. Okay. Hmm. Probably should have cleaned the brush. Oh, look at that horse. I guess it's a photograph. Yeah. Isn't that an amazing photograph? I don't know if I can bring myself to. Okay, so I need lots of glue. I think I'm gonna start doing some paper mache. I don't know if anybody's interested in watching that or not. I just feel like doing it. I haven't done any, I don't know, really in my life, I guess. When I was a kid, I suppose. But I don't, well, I made a mask once. Whoa, that's that may be more than I wanted. Uh, when it rains, it pours. It'll be interesting to see how that looks when it dries. That was massive amounts of glue. And this glue's gotten thick sitting there, which is kind of neat, I think. All right. Yeah, I took this class once, or course, or whatever. Workshop. And one thing she had us do was on larger sheets of either heavy duty watercolor paper, like 300 pounds, or on crescent board. Some of us had crescent board. We just did random. We just did a lot of collage, and then we let it dry, or even didn't let it dry, whatever. Then we used some inks, and it was just, the whole thing was just layer upon layer upon layer of what would be called an all-over design. And then when we were through and it had dried, we cut the whole thing up and reassembled it. And you didn't necessarily have to use every part of it, It was pretty cool. I sold that piece. I don't remember what I got for it. Not much, I guess. I was just starting to paint back then. But yeah, I sold it. Let me put a little blue paint on. Okay. Maybe some orange too. Orange loves blue, or blue loves orange, or whatever. All right. Yeah, it was only 18 minutes. I'm sorry, it feels like it was an hour. I'm having trouble getting into this today. Okay. So what are y'all up to? 3 foot square. 9 square feet of pleasure, yeah. Lots of newspapers required. Yeah, well, I'm gonna try doing paper mache with heavier paper. I've got uh, I've got a whole lot of paper sacks, brown paper sacks. I'm gonna try using them. Um, I don't know if you can do. I guess you can. I don't see why not. You know, anything that glue will hold down, right? I mean, it's paper, so it'd still be paper mache, I suppose. I don't really know for sure. My lunch isn't agreeing with me too well. Um, you seem to be getting tired of the COVID people. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm ready to move on to something else. I considered after watching some other artists paint more realistically. You know, still abstract, but a little bit more realistic, or well, a lot more realistic. I thought, maybe I'd enjoy doing that. It's harder, I think. I mean, because when you're not trying to make something look like a particular person, it's easier than when you are. I've got to look into how that works. You know, these, I've seen, I've done it once. Where's the painting? Oh, it was over here. Yeah, it's right behind me, actually. Can I show it to you? Maybe. Well, maybe I can. Let's see what I can. All right, you see, recognize him? I hope you do. Anyway, but even though I was offered money for that painting, I wouldn't sell it because I did not secure the copyright to that. I mean, I didn't secure a license or anything to use that image. It was, I just got it off the internet. Somebody owns that image, and I don't know who. I was, I mean, plenty of other artists have used it, and people do that, but I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I mean, I'm like almost 100% sure it's illegal, but it isn't the kind of law. I mean, it's like police don't run around tracking down people that do it. It's a civil matter. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't worry about civil. They figure, well, what are they going to do? Sue me? And it's like, yeah, they might. You might be surprised, and it wouldn't be a pleasant surprise, particularly if you own any property. Anyway, but that's not. I mean, the main reason to not do it is because it's unethical. But it is. But I'm pretty sure it's illegal too. So I don't know. I mean, some artists will say, as long as you alter it considerably, it's like, okay, but then a court's going to have to decide if you did that, if you did it considerably. You may think it was considerably, and the judge may rule that no, doesn't look considerably to me. So I mean, anyway. But I need to find. I want to find out because I want to do, like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and all of them. So I guess maybe you just have to find images of those celebrities that you can get a license for, and then get the license. You know, right? So don't try to use images that are just out there all over the place. Anyway, that's one thing. I don't think most of the time. I don't think it's expensive. I mean, I think I don't think so. I mean, maybe it could be, but I think most of the time it's not. You know, but I don't know because I've never done that. I could be wrong. It may be maybe a few $1,000s. I might not be able to do it. I mean, I'm not going to pay thousands of dollars to. But you'll see people using Disney characters and stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's your neck. It's none of my business. I'm not going to snitch on you or nothing, but I don't like that. But okay. I don't know. I guess these are C's. Hmm? Repetition strengthens and confirms. Good variety adds spice. Right? Oops. All right. Where'd that first one go? That's not dry. Thought it might be. That's too bad. Get some more darks in there. All right. Okay. What's going on now? What do you got there, Christine? You bet I could find some free ones. Well, one thing I would warn you. I mean, again, it's like everybody got to determine their own level of risk or whatever. Right? So don't So I would never ever tell a student. I used to because I didn't know any better, but I found out that, like for instance, like I could go online and I could grab the same photo that I used for this Gandhi painting. I could grab that photo. I mean, you can grab any photo off of any website. Really, it doesn't matter if they can cancel out the right click, but you can still do screen capture, or there's other ways to get it. I mean, those are the easy ways. But so you can grab any image off of the internet, and people do. And that's the problem, is that they might upload them to Pixabay or some site like that, that's supposed to be copyright free, or royalty free. Sometimes they call them, but whatever. Um, and the problem is they didn't have the right to give you permission. And what happens sometimes, what can happen, is that both the person that uh, fraudulently um, listed the image. It wasn't theirs to list, but they listed it as, yeah, go ahead and use it. But then you use it, and you can both get dragged into court. Um, you know, is it so? So I would caution against that. It's better to either take the photos yourself, um, or be very, very clear that you have permission to use them. I mean, if you know the photographer, and the photographer has given you permission, even then I'd want it at least in an email. Because I tell you what, when I first started doing my YouTube videos, I don't even know how long ago that was, maybe 8 years or something, but because I had a channel before the channel I have now. And anyway, but there's a friend of mine that plays blues guitar and stuff, and he tours Europe and everything. He's not famous, but he's played, like he's opened for George Thorogood and a few other bands like that. So, he's done well. He's doing well. But I wanted to use one of his songs, as a background music, right? And so I asked him one night. I was in the club, listening to him play, and I go, "Oh, by the way," I go, "I got a YouTube channel now, and I need some really, cool black background music. Do you mind if I use one of your songs?" He goes, "Help yourself, man. I don't mind." That's what he said, but he only said that. He didn't write it down. So about 6 months later, he comes back at me, and he was polite about it, but it's like he had forgotten completely about our conversation. He goes, "Man," he goes, "I'm going to have to ask you to take those videos down with my music in them." He goes, "I can't let you use my music like that." And I'm thinking, I didn't say, "But you told me I could." I didn't say that, but I can't tell you how many times somebody's told me something, and then like later they claim they didn't, or or just had no recollection of it or whatever. So you always got to get things in writing. So, if it's business, if you don't want to end up in trouble, whatever, always get it in writing. Always. At least an email, so they go, "Oh," and then they can go, "Well, but I didn't mean what I meant it differently." Because sometimes people just misspeak. Like maybe when he said, "Sure," "Sure, go ahead," maybe he meant like, "No, don't." "No, don't do that." But he said, "Sure, go ahead," but he meant, "No, don't." So, anyway, but yeah, some of the images that you find that are so-called copyright free, the original artist has no idea that they're even up there. And if they should find out later that you used them, they can drag you into court, you know, believe it or not. I mean, that's the reality, man. So that's the reality as I understand it. And it's just not worth it to me. My advice, if I got to give any advice at all, is get written permission from the original creator, or take your own photographs. That's the best solution, really, if you can. Of course, with celebrities and stuff, like obviously I can't take Jimi Hendrix's photograph, or Gandhi's, or anybody's. Now I was at a Bernie rally, so I could have taken his photograph if I had a decent camera because I was way in the back, so, you know, or I could have, wrangled my way up there, one or the other. Um, anyway, but, so living celebrities, you might be able to score your own photographs, but otherwise, you know, go to a website like, one that's reputable, one of these, stock photo websites, Getty Images, 123RF, Dream Time. I'm not sure. There's dozens of them, and pay the money, whatever it is, and then you can use them according to the license that you get. It might be one use, it might be unlimited, and but you have to read the agreement, because there's fine print in there. Because you can't go into court and just say, "Well, I didn't know." It's like, okay, well, now, and this guy owns half your house. It's like, what? Yeah, yeah. So you probably don't want that to happen. Okay. So you got here late. I'm not going to paint no more. Sorry. Raina. And Papa Trot. Late to the party. Sorry. Yeah, well, you are late, Mr. Trot. Sorry about that. Ontario. There's a place I've never been. Is it cold up there right now? I bet it's still cold up there. Because it's not hot here yet. It was starting to get hot. It's like 70, but it was like 48 this morning. That's Fahrenheit. You try to use 100% recycle all the time. That's cool. What else you all got to say? What if you just alter it quite a bit? I don't know, Christine. I mean, that's the word on the streets is, yeah, go for it. But the word on the streets gotten a lot of people in a lot of trouble. I mean, consult a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. By the way, I'm not giving any legal advice here. Err on the side of caution is the only legal advice I'm giving. Is err on the side of caution. I mean, it's very rare that somebody gets sued, I suppose. Most of the time, you're going to get a letter. This is from my understanding. Most of the time, you're going to get something called a cease and desist letter. But what if you've already sold that painting and it's hanging somewhere? Heaven forbid it makes it into a museum. Then what are you going to do? Then you're probably going to get sued, and they're going to want money, But, yeah, supposedly if you alter it enough, and it's like, how much is enough? And it's like, see, that's a very vague term. How much is enough? I mean, if you alter it to the point, like if this looked like a billy goat, if people looked at this and had no idea this was Gandhi, then yeah, I guess that would work. I mean, if you take it that far, sure. I mean, that's like with collage, where it's like I'm cutting up pieces of, all of this. Somebody owns the rights to this image, but if I cut it up and use it to make another image, that's totally, as far as I know, that's totally fine. Because I mean, how on earth? I don't think that a judge would go. It's got to be. I mean, there is legal terms, governing what is and is not allowed, but it's not that easy to understand. And it's not cut and dry, is what I'm saying. But how much do you have to alter an image before it's considered altered sufficiently to not be a violation? I don't know. I mean, look at the Campbell soup cans that Andy Warhol painted. They didn't look altered to me. I mean, not substantially. So, a lot of famous artists have appropriated, they say. Appropriated is another name for stealing, I guess. But you know, everybody's got to make their own decisions about that. You know, but I would tell you not to do it. That's what I'd tell you to do for a couple of reasons. One, I don't want any of my students. I don't want anybody, whether they're my student or not. I don't want them running around going, "Well, Andy told me I could." It's like, no, I didn't tell you you could. I told you you better not. But do what you do. You know, don't worry about me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the police. I'm not turning you. I mean, you know, I don't. If I see somebody else doing that, and I see them doing that all the time, there's plenty of artists in Dallas. You know, there's a couple that, you know, that's what they do. You know, so uh, whatever, it's their deal. You know, it's their deal. But be careful. Is all I can say. You know, just realize that sometimes people do get sued. And if you own anything, if you own your own home, whatever, um, then you know, they can end up with a lien against your property. So, I mean, you know, because some people say, well, I don't care if I get sued. I don't own anything. Okay, well, I don't know exactly how that works. I mean, judgments. I don't know if judgments can go forward. Like, you know, you don't own anything now, but 10 years from now you do, and so now you got to pay the guy. I don't know. You know, you don't do famous portraits, but you're just curious. Well, I'm curious too, but I don't have the answers. Just, you know, except to be careful. Germany. Hi, Raina from Germany. Raina may have already left. I don't know. So there's 11 people here. Everybody gets here late. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna talk at the. I'm gonna start talking at the beginning and painting at the end. Because a lot of times after I've painted for 20 minutes or so, I'm done. You know, for the day until everything dries. You know, because I paint in layers. This has to dry. This has to dry or needs to dry. It's almost dry, but it's not dry. It'd be better if I waited till tomorrow. Sounds like the trash man finally made it. If anybody knows what this stuff is called, it's, you know, I say it's in between foam rubber and styrofoam, because, you know, styrofoam's real stiff and foam rubber's real soft, or, you know, real squishy, whatever. And this is denser, so I guess it's like foam rubber that's denser. You know, it was packing material. If I remember right, it was electronics or something. I think that seems to be something that's commonly used for, you know, camera equipment, stuff like that. Oh, I can paint on this. See, I don't know what I have laying around here. All right. Well, find some paper. God, look at all these. Most of these are horrible, I think. Doesn't mean I won't try to sell them though. Yeah, isn't that terrible? You know, when I say horrible, it's just I'm not like some of my paintings. You know, I'm actually like crazy about. You know, I think I'm like, wow, that's really cool. That's not too bad, I suppose. Get that leg out of the way. I kind of like the purple in there. Yeah, what the hell? I mean, it is what it is. But it doesn't make me go, wow, you know, but some of my paintings do. But none of these little ones really do too much. But, you know, and here's the funny thing is, you know, I like that one. You know, for the most part, I mean, it's not 100% true, but for the most part, smaller paintings by the same artist command a smaller price. So like if I was to sell these, despite the fact that I have just as much time in each one of these as I do in my larger pieces, I wouldn't be able to get anywhere close to the price of the larger pieces. Another reason why I like painting larger, but that's not the main reason why. I like painting standing up. And I don't know, just larger paintings. I like that one too, sort of. Larger paintings just, I don't know, they're just more impressive to me. You know, I've always liked larger paintings. I mean, I'd really love to paint, you know, huge, like 20-foot paintings, you know. But I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to do that. Get the leg down. This one I think needs work. I'm not sure what I want to do to it. That's the problem. Definitely needs work. And I'll just set it aside. And then there's more. There's like, how many more do I got here? I don't even know. I haven't counted my paintings lately. There's this one. I like that one. I kind of like these really, really wild ones. And this one. I'm not sure I like that one. I'm not sure I like the yellow down here. Maybe I should do something with that. I think I'll do it right now. Can y'all see it? Okay, sort of. I think I'll change this one right now. Here we go. Guess I could bring that down a little further. Can y'all even? I should bring that on down. Even though the matte will, because I will be matting this most likely. Either if I don't matte it, I'll be trimming it and mounting it on a board or something. But I'll probably matte it. And I may not matte it with a matte. I may matte it with wood. The frame. I may build a frame that it, you know, kind of. You've seen frames like that where it's like the wood looks like a matte, sort of. I don't know how to explain it. You know, it's not a floater frame. I mean, I know floater frames are popular, but I might do this one differently. Okay. Oops. So let's see how that looks now. Because it's different. I changed it. I think I'll like it better. Ta-da! Yeah, I think I do like it better. I do like it better. It's just kind of integrated, if you will. You know, I kind of brought that element into the composition better. I think I like it. Yeah, okay. So that one's good. And there's this one, which I never really got off on, but there it is. It exists. You know, it was begging to exist. Well, it does. So and this one, the background changed on it about 12 times. I think that looks done now. Sign it, seal it, sell it, ship it. Something like that. All right, we already saw that one. So I don't even know. That's not even, I got more little ones somewhere else. I don't know. I guess they're not that bad. I just like painting bigger. I keep saying that, don't I? If I wasn't doing these live streams, I don't even know if I might take a break from painting, to be honest. I'm mostly at this, I'm still in the waiting, I'm playing the waiting game. You know, you get vaccinated, which I did, but then you have to wait a while before the vaccine's done its deal. You know, it's like your immune system has to build up immunity or whatever. So, see what I did? I dipped that orange brush in there, so now I'm trying to work around the orange because I don't really want to put orange down here. What do I want on here? I kind of want. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I don't want to cut that up. What do I got here? No, I can cut this up. Okay, yeah. I kind of want on this piece. I think I want to build up. I think I want to make it kind of like this one. I don't know if you can actually tell, but I mean, it's like if you rub your hand over this, there's a lot of. I mean, the layer, it's almost assemblage. You know, I mean, I guess not, but you know, like because I use some really heavy cardstock or something. I don't know where I got it may have been watercolor paper or something like that. But I'm going to pour out some more glue. There. Yeah, now this glue is a lot easier to use. I'll just put it pretty much all over. Okay. There's like everything's slowing down because I have like this hill. You can't really tell that's a hill, but it's a hill. It's a pile. A pile's a hill. So there's a pile of stuff. Boom. Is that where that goes? Yeah, right there. Yeah, so I think this piece is going to have a lot of layers. You know, just really build it up. Now this is cardstock. Sometimes the heavier papers don't want to lay down very well. okay. You know, you can always come back and put more glue on them, right? I'm not gonna. Am I gonna use anything this heavy? This is really thick. I don't know. I could. What the hell, right? You only live twice. I don't know. It's pretty damn heavy. I'm not sure if I want to do this. I mean, I know I want to do it. I wonder if I'm going to put glue on this, on the back side of this too. Try to help it stay down. I may end up regretting this, but there it goes for now. Or I may end up loving it. It's an experiment. I love experimenting. You know, with my art, I mean. Okay. I kind of feel like there should be, if I'm going to have, you know, that shouldn't be the only piece that's raised up that high. And there'll probably be other papers kind of like flopping over this stuff, but oh, I'm getting glue everywhere. Glue everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Jeez. All over my fingers, anyway. Some people wear gloves. For even the thin gloves just kind of bother me. You know, none of this stuff is very toxic. I mean, you don't want to eat it, but just getting it on your fingers, as far as I know, isn't a problem. Why do I not have any paper towels? I usually have paper towels around. Oh well. Why do I not? Oh, I do have paper towels around. It's just buried under the mound. Okay. Layer after layer after layer. So you might have guessed, I'm planning on the eyes going up here. I mean, you know, right? But I could use just This is just cardboard, which, you know, corrugated cardboard is kind of interesting because, you know, like sometimes you can peel it apart, you know, and then it's got those ridges. Of course, everybody can recognize it for what it is, I guess, but which is my argument against using bubble wrap. I don't know why I don't like bubble wrap. Maybe because a teacher I had didn't like bubble wrap. Maybe I just Pat Cochin. She I am so lucky that I found her when I first started painting. As far as I know, she's still teaching here in Dallas. I hope so. Well, during the pandemic, she might not be, but probably afterwards she will be. Here, I'll just use. This is just the piece I pulled off of there. I broke down and got Netflix, the $8.99 one. I mean, the $8.99 version, whatever. Low definition, I suppose. But it that was a major decision. I was like, because I think there's tax added, so I think it's closer to $10 or something. The final fee, I don't think it's $8.99. I think it's closer to 11 or some shit, which is irritating enough to me. Because it took me a long time to decide whether or not I was willing to pay $8.99. I just, it's. I wish I'd been like this when I was younger. I'd have millions of dollars now. Back then, I was like, I just, if something was $8.99 back in '76, I'd be like, $8.99, hell yeah, Okay. Ooh, some purple. Put some purple in here. Put some more up here, I guess. Okay. Well, what do y'all got to say about that? Nada. Did it freeze? Did y'all? Okay. Y'all have nothing to say? Nothing to say? Any questions? Any comments before I go? Hello? Y'all aren't even watching. You got it on, but you're not watching. That's okay. They're not. YouTube's probably not going to monetize my channel. I'm pretty sure. They've been the views have been going like this to the point where it's just enough that I can't be monetized. Because they have criteria I have to meet, and so it's like I'm just under the threshold, and it's like, oh, I better try harder. It's like, no, that ain't gonna happen. I'm just gonna be me. If it fails, it fails. I don't give a shit. It's not mega bucks we're talking about anyway. I used to make about $8 or $10 a month from YouTube. The most I ever made was like $32. I was excited. But then I took a course on how to improve your YouTube, channel and get more views. And after I took that course and did everything he said, everything went down. So, well, it wasn't an expense. It was a Udemy course. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I got to edit that part out. All right, see you later, Papa John, Papa Trot. I started to say Papa John. You don't sell pizza, do you? Papa Trot's Pizza. Well, you know, maybe if you're into that. Oh, you're collaging at the same time. Of course you are, Christine. You don't ever stop creating, do you? That's good. You are what is known as prolific. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow, I guess, if you show up. And then maybe I can finish this piece. Who knows? Yeah, my lunch gave me indigestion, and I don't ever hardly get indigestion anymore. I got to get new allergy tests done, figure out what I'm allergic to, because I seem to have new allergies that I didn't used to have. You'll be gone, Christine? Drive to Denver. Oh, okay. Well, enjoy your trip to Denver. Is it for art? I hope it's for art. Okay, so I'll see y'all later. Thank you for showing up, and take care.